Everyone knows this thing is well over 40 years old. But what people don't realize is just how weird and unusual this thing actually is. I mean, this thing is just unnecessarily large. A lot of that has to do with the controller bay. I guess it's because companies didn't want to make replacement controllers. They just ripped off Atari. So this is like the exact same controller port as the 2600 joystick. And I mean, just looking at the two, they're pretty much the exact same. And yes, these do both work interchangeably. The only difference being is that the ColecoVision controllers have this numeric keypad on them. So you're gonna need that to select your level of difficulty and whatnot. I mean, shouldn't the first player be on this side instead of back here? I mean, and these controller links are ridiculously short. They literally copied the whole telephone wire thing. So you were literally forced to sit right next to the console in order to play it. So you probably had to have a really long RF cord or something. I'm not really a big fan of these controllers, to be honest, just because they're not designed to be comfortable. I mean, I get the whole numeric keypad thing and the whole side buttons and, trying to be a sophisticated controller. I mean, you can do more games compared to the 2600. And I mean, this is all you got. And, I can't imagine you can do very much in video games. But companies like Coleco didn't know that that's actually what people preferred instead of this piece of crap. I mean, it is just too big for my hands. I mean, the buttons don't feel bad to press, but once you press the numeric keypads, they can start to feel a little stiff after a while. Some games are so sophisticated that you actually need the overlays in order to understand how to play some of the games. I just happen to have one of these lying around and I have no idea which game this is from. You take one of these and you put it on the side right here. If it will go in. I'm not even sure what any of these buttons are supposed to do. Like I said, I have no idea what game this is supposed to be for. Either way, I'm going to keep it for looks because this kind of looks dope. I don't know about you, but it definitely adds less style. You might notice that my ColecoVision is missing the power switch plastic right here, which is not a good sign, and I'll get to that in a little bit later. But for now, I can just, fuck it. They had a couple expansion modules, which I don't have either, but I'll just show you pictures of them. The first one they had was the 2600 expansion module. You can literally play Atari 2600 on these things, and it's pretty much compatible with accessories, games, and whatnot. Atari actually sued Coleco back in the day, and they lost. I forget why, but somehow the amazing part about it, and it baffles me to this day, is how they got away with it. The other expansion module was a driving controller, which was only compatible with a few games. I think the two that I know of are Turbo and the Dukes of Hazzard. They also had the Super Action controller, which was this retarded looking controller that was compatible with games like Rocky. And then you had the Coleco Atom computer, which I don't really care for, to be honest. You guys know it's a great sign when a console this old has games like Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr., which was literally this console's selling point. Christmas of 1982. But enough dicking around, people. Let's get this thing hooked up and see if it actually works. Yeah, boy, there's a lot of static. All right, I don't like pressing buttons, and it's not really... Oh, there you go. All right, let's do one. Oh, man. This thing looks and sounds terrible. I mean, there are just lines all over the screen. I'm surprised this is actually still playing really well. The controls are responsive. I mean, if it wasn't glitching like this and stuff, and if it wasn't so bad, I think graphically, this thing would look great. Oh, wow. That's something that's not common with these versions. They actually included all 3 levels. So I think the rest of the games that I'm going to try, I'm just going to turn the sound off because it sounds too bad. But I think I'm scared to go up and down because then I don't really know what I'm going to hit. See, those planes just went right through me. I think the only thing with this game is just, yeah, see, I died right there. I was going to say depth perception. So it's you don't really know where you're going or shooting at. But I do praise it for its concept, though. It just takes a little while getting used to. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, this does remind me of River Raid. But the only thing is I don't know where you would get gas. Because, you know, gas cans were like everywhere in that game. But I don't know about this game, though. I need you to work your way down, pal. There you go. Oh, shit, there's another one coming. There you go, there you go. Come on, come on. Oh, what? I was looking at my character and I'm like, who the hell am I supposed to be? And then I'm like, oh, I see. That's why it's called Ladybug. I'm actually supposed to be a ladybug. I don't think that looks like a ladybug. Okay, I don't know if the colors are supposed to look like that or not, but they're clearly different than what they were like last time with just one life. You guys think I can do it? Let's see. Ooh. Oh, oh. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, I think I have one more after this one, or nope, that's it. Ah, yeah. I don't think this is playable. You know what? If the picture looks like crystal clear, I'm gonna turn on the sound real quick and just make sure it, see if it kind of sounds any better. And that's a no. Like, what is this guy like doing all day? Like, he just decides, yeah, I'm gonna go for a walk. I'm gonna walk through some grass and shit. Then I'm gonna walk, you know, through a cave, like just to meet up with my girl. And then it's like rinse and repeat. Like in 1982, there are probably millions of things you could be doing right now instead of like going outside to like, you know, see your girl in a castle every single day. I mean, I guess that's fine if you're in a relationship or whatnot, but you know, like then too, it's like, bro, you're not making any effort to go through the shit that he has to go through to see your man. Like, doesn't that piss you off? I mean, I understand it's a video game, but like, I'm just trying to think like realistically about the situation. Because I mean, like, if this is all that I'm doing in the game, like I said before, like it's fun trying to imagine things, especially because like I don't even have the sound turned on. I'm actually surprised my ColecoVision still works. I mean, like after 40 plus years. Because to tell you the truth, like when you go out and look for ColecoVisions on eBay and you find them that are like untested, chances are they're either not going to work at all or they're going to have abnormalities like mine does, and probably even worse. That's kind of the unfortunate thing about these systems, you know, because as they get older, you know, capacitors tend to leak out or they tend to die. You know, you oftentimes have like cracked solder joints and whatnot. The funny thing is that most of my older systems actually do work just fine. There's always that question whether or not it's just old age, or in cases like this, and I will say, ColecoVisions, I don't think were built to last. To be honest, I think the ColecoVision is actually a pretty cool console. I think it still holds up pretty well. With that one exception being is that it's going to be difficult finding one in working condition. So unless if you find one in working condition, these things are actually pretty fun. Graphically, it looks pretty impressive. And, you know, same thing with the sound capabilities too. Probably after the Atari, you know, 8-bit computers, that this is the best bang for your buck 8-bit machine that you could buy back then. And probably one of the first to do it really well, in fact. The only thing is the controllers, which, you know, some people do mock them. But, you know, the more I play it, the more I realize the controls actually like aren't, you know, terrible. They're not the worst. My opinion still stands that these controllers are definitely not built for long-term use. I mean, afterwards your hands are going to start cramping up. It's not the most comfortable. Kind of like what I was referring to before. Like my parents used to always say, like, don't get too close to the TV. You're going to wind up going blind. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review of the ColecoVision. Stay tuned and I'll catch you guys in the next one.